applications, and then there's articles, and then under that, the resources are grouped by the part of the test process they relate to based on the 12 process critical testing processes framework that I have. So if you look at test team, that's the process area, and you'll be able to download that spreadsheet. There's at least one out there. There might actually be two. And there's a detailed explanation of how that spreadsheet works in Managing the Testing Process, 3rd edition. So if you get a copy of that book, it'll explain exactly how that's used. It's also explained in critical testing processes too. A question from Ray Lynn. Some reference checks are not productive. For instance, an applicant doesn't want to tip off their current employer, so the references may not be the most current. Also, some companies will not give much information. I know of places that will only give a yes or no that a person has worked at the company. Any hints on how to work around this? Well, geez, yeah. I mean, if somebody doesn't want to give their current employer because they don't want to tip off that they're looking for a job, I mean, that's certainly legitimate. Now, maybe they can provide a reference who is a colleague there rather than a manager, which is not quite as good, but that might be something that's workable. As far as companies that will only give yes or no's and only confirm employment, yeah, I mean it's very difficult to work around that, and yeah, you can run into brick walls here. And this is where outsourcing the reference checks can sometimes be helpful in states that this is really a matter of state law in a lot of cases. The state laws tend to make people really skittish. Like California is notorious for this. People are so worried about getting sued over something that they might say, and of course, a reference check that they'll, you have these company policies that say, all reference checks get re-referred to the HR manager, and the HR manager is only allowed to confirm dates of employment, and that's it. And that's just sort of a brick wall, So it's unfortunate, but you can't expect people to take legal risks essentially on your behalf. Question from Tom. Do you think a technical test is a good screening process before bringing a candidate in for an interview? Well, could be. I mean, if you've got the technical capability in your organization, you could indeed have as a prerequisite somebody going online and taking a secured version of an exam. So for example, if you've got an e-learning capability in your company, then you could have some sort of SCORM hosted, SCORM being a packaging for e-learning, you could have some sort of SCORM package of exams out there, and when you do a phone interview, part of the phone interview is you direct the person out to take the exam while you're on the phone. You give them the password and login information while you're on the phone, and you make sure that they complete it while you're on the phone with them, just to make sure that there's not any coaching going on, right? Or complete it within an hour of you getting off the phone with them or something. But that's going to have some risk of them coaching. But that's certainly something that you can do, and that's something we've helped clients put together before. So if you are interested in that, we can certainly help you do that. And I think if you've got the in-house training department, they can probably help you put something like that together. But keep in mind, the questions are really going to be key here. And developing good screening questions, good qualification questions is a real skill. So make sure you spend some time doing this if you're going to try to do it yourself, rather than hiring a company like ours or some other company to do it. Douglas asks, do you believe that it's a good idea to get people from development side and prepare them for a QA position? Well, maybe. I mean, I think the problem there is that they might not be happy to be there long term, or they might not be that interested in acquiring the necessary application domain and testing skills and so forth. So I guess certainly I'm aware of many cases where people made that transition from development to QA successfully and were valued QA resources. But I would say, look at the skills part of the equation and look at the attitude and motivation part of the equation too. And really that's true for anyone. Bernard asks a related question. Good to see you here, Bernard. I hope you're having a good day there in France. Testing is not always seen as glamorous as development. How you convince people that this is a good career move? Yeah, that's certainly something you need to look at, especially if the culture in your company or in your country is that testing is not as glamorous. This is where the career path comes in, right? If you've got a good career path that you can lay out for people, then you want to sell them on that in a sense. Like say, here's where your career is going to go. Issues like glamour and so forth. I mean, if people are making decisions about jobs they want to take based on that sort of thing, and that strikes me as pretty shallow. And it might be that you're not really, as I said, thinking through this issue of career path and giving people good insight into where they could go. As a more mature person, I would think, would tend to go, wow, okay, well, look at all the different things I could do and places I could go through this job based on the career path. I'm going to go for the better career path. No, thank you for the question, Bernard. Hajo, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a Dutch name, de Queesian. Please repeat URL location of that great qualification example Excel sheet. So go to rbcs-us.com and then click on the resources tab. It's kind of to the left center of the screen, and you're going to see down's going to come a list, and on that list you should see the basic library and the digital library and the advanced library. And the spreadsheet is either on the basic library or the advanced. I'm not sure which, but if you go to one and don't find it there, try it on the other. As I said, each of those worksheets or each of those pages is organized by the 12 process areas in the critical testing process framework. So go down and find the one that relates to test team, and you should find it out there. Confirmation from Hajo that audio was good, so glad to hear that. And Bernard also saying no audio problems in France. So it sounds like this one gentleman had a glitch, which is regrettable. Alex says no audio problems in Czech Republic. Alex, good to hear from you. All good quality, no breakup, good content too. Thanks, Rex. Thanks, Alex, for tuning in, and thanks for confirming the audio was good. Ray Lynn asks, you've given many things for an employer to look for in a tester, but I wonder if the suggestion of many things a tester needs to look for in a prospective employer, maybe another webinar. That is a great point, Ray Lynn. Love it. Love the idea. How to pick a winner of an employee, like companies that can move your career. I am making a note of that. Testers should pick company. That is a great suggestion on a future webinar, and we are going to do it. So keep an eye on the invites. Sometime in 2011, there will be an webinar at exactly this point, because, of course, your career path, you need to, you as the interviewee need to take control of this. And Raylan, I really thank you for pointing that out, and it's going to be a great webinar. I hope to see you there. Gamaliel says, thanks for all the good ideas. Take the summary with me from this webinar. Look for personality, skills,